Well, welcome back to Yerevan, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Forbes.
Thank you very much indeed.
So, Mr. Forbes, thank you so much for coming here today. Mr. Forbes, your background in commercial and investment banking is nothing short of impressive. 35 years with 20 years in the European Bank of Reconstruction and Development. You've had a direct hand in the development of all post-Soviet financial markets. How does this make you feel?
It's a very good question. It's a mixture of feelings. There's no one guiding feeling, but I think one, it's a privilege to have worked in these countries and this region. Mm-hmm. Two, it's a certain degree of pride because we've been able to do some very good projects and with some very good companies and banks and organizations. A certain amount of humility because you appreciate the talents that are in the country. Hopefully you appreciate that there's world-class people and world-class organizations everywhere, and it's easy to kind of think that you're bringing something, but actually you're allowing mm-hmm. talent to flourish leaves you both proud and humble. But it's just a pleasure to be part of something that's kind of historical as well.
Absolutely.
That's, big changes and good changes and peaceful changes.
Mm-hmm. Empowering and enabling,
yes.
right? Change.
Yes. Yes.
With such an impressive IPO background under your belt, including several IPOs that you've conducted, what do you think are the prospects for a successful IPO?
Well, first thing to say is that an IPO is not a destination. It's a milestone in the development of a company. I think you have to see it in terms of a journey, not as a destination. Having said that, I think that there are ingredients for a successful IPO mm-hmm. within Ameribank, not least performance, economic performance over a sustained period, mm-hmm. Potential for future growth, new ideas, good kind of risk management processes, et cetera, et cetera.
And what is Ameriabank doing for a successful IPO?
A number of things. It's being number one in the country. I think that is important. It's having a kind of international mindset. It's working to the best international standards. It's generating trust because of the integrity and values of the management. It's a believable story with a promising future, and that's in a way what Ameribank is doing day to day, whether it's on a public market or on a private. Uh-huh. Or it's to be a bank, you have to generate trust. Yeah. To be a good bank, you have to have good management. So you just have to be good at what you're doing, and you have to be, in a sense, a bank is it's a strange animal because you want to be hard selling, but then you avoid risk. So it's trying to sort of navigate the risk sales process, and then being imaginative and having the open-mindedness. And I think with Ameribank in particular, the process that is going on at the moment of digital transformation, which is a sort of a kind of buzzword in a sense, but in terms of rethinking what a bank is and rethinking mm-hmm. how a bank works, in terms of things like automated loan applications, sending money using mm-hmm. mobile applications and this kind of thing.
So like transitioning to kind of that 21st century bank, not just the old model, but
yes, I mean, when I started my banking career, it was papers and ledgers and double entry. Now it's you phone up, you sign electronically, you get a loan in 20 seconds because of a credit score, and but it's more than that. I mean, you can create systems, but you've actually got to link that to people and humanity and values, so that you keep a stable institution, but with an agile mindset.
Nice. And Ameriabank's doing that?
In my view, yes.
Mr. Forbes, where is Ameriabank's corporate governance system today?
Ameribank is really, this is a very high quality operation. Mm-hmm. It's run by management who are talented, professional, and have vision for the future. And when I say management, it isn't just one or two people at the top. It's the whole structure of the bank. Ameriabank, in terms of organisation, is world class. As a bank, it's top quality.
How does corporate governance kind of impact, and what's Ameriabank doing in the context of corporate governance as it pertains to IPO?
Well, it's a difficult one. I mean, you can't have an IPO without certain things, and one of those is a kind of perceived competent board. I would say that Ameriabank has a board structure, it has committee structures, it has reporting structures that work, that have been developed over a decade or so. And the board, as of now, is made up of individuals from different parts of the world, different types of business sectors. We will soon have a lady from Japan. We've got people who are from the Far East, from the US, from Europe in different financial sectors.
We know how important diversity is, right?
So, yes.
In all cases, from background to,
if those people, as I believe, have the right sort of values and the right competence, then it's a very strong and reassuring base for investors in the sense where you have good corporate governance, good management and good vision, then I think it works. Our role is much more, to be a sounding board, and eventually we've got to make sure we've continued to have good management and continue to have good processes.
So, Mr. Forbes, how is your IPO experience applicable with Ameriabank?
Well, first of all, I've been through the process. The process is not an easy one. A lot of documentation, a lot of parties, a lot of road shows. It's not something you can turn on and off like a light switch. So I think having been through the process allows you to guide a little bit management and anybody that wants to be involved sort of a way through that process. I think also maintaining a kind of realism as to what can be achieved and how it can be achieved, I think is of value. But also, as I said earlier, the IPO is a point in time, but you actually have to continue to build the company or the bank after the IPO so that the performance creates satisfied investors.
Right.
So I think the post-investment exercise that you have to do in the communication, I think I can probably bring a certain amount of experience in terms of
long-term vision, right?
What works, what doesn't work. But at the end of the day, it's not the board who make the IPO happen. It's the management. And
speaking of board membership, as a member of the board of directors of Ameribank, what part of your impressive background do you think is the most kind of demanded in Armenia?
Difficult one. That's a great opportunity to be sort of self-promote. But I think at the end of the day, who you are is actually as important as what you've done. And it becomes, one can have a nice CV with lots of projects and work experience. But I think having integrity, standing for integrity, standing for good values, good performance, is actually the right thing for a bank. It's also the right thing for investors. And I think I've probably proved over a number of board seats that. But at the end of the day, I think the ability to speak your mind is, it's where what's really important is being able to disagree constructively, or to say, have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? In my experience, IT projects in other countries or companies have failed because of X, Y, and Z. So it's. I don't think there's kind of one thing that I would align, draw your attention to, other than perhaps just being, solid values and solid, solid desire for the bank to succeed in the right way.
Yeah, very cool. Well, Mr. Forbes, again, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Not at all.
Yeah, this is great.
Okay, thank you very much.